Questions for Coach?
Talked about a little bit about this the other night, but just what you guys went through in the non-conference schedule, how do you think that's prepared you for the Pac-12?
We look like a fresh team in practice, just in terms of excitement, enthusiasm to be there. I think when you end something like we did with the non-conference on a good note, with a really solid record considering our competition, it's I feel like the guys are energized and looking forward to start Pac-12 play.
Now you're new to the conference. Have you been trying to follow the teams over the last couple of months, or have you just been focused on your opponent?
You're obviously most importantly focused on what you're doing, staying in your moments, but as a basketball fan and someone that's trying to learn the league also, first time around, I've tried to peek and obviously following scores and knowing which teams are real competitive, and then just to see how our league stands up to that, and we've been as good as any league, I think, in the country of top to bottom, being real competitive and balanced.
This is the type of game where it's like a fine line to work to make sure you channel your emotions in the right way and you don't play out of control just because of the atmosphere.
I think that we have a lot of respect for Arizona and what what their program has been and what they've done this year, and we respect that challenge in front of us. And I think the guys are showing me in practice that they need to be sharp, that we need to execute, that we need to play tough, and all the things that we've done. So I think we have, the guys are very attentive to what we're trying to get done here in practice.
This is your first time playing against Arizona. I mean, what are you expecting?
I mean, I just know the emotions from being in games like this, and the meaning of it in the state, and in the two programs, and we feel like we're a program on the rise, and then there's plenty of room for multiple programs to compete at a really high level, and that's exciting for college basketball, and it's exciting for the state of Arizona, and we're excited to be in the game.
Is Arizona similar to anyone you guys have played?
They're bigger, and they rebound as well as anyone in the country, and they play the right way. They play hard on defense, and they make you earn everything. So certainly it's going to be a very difficult game.
When the team needs a play, it seems like Trey has really stepped up a lot in that regard. Do you guys lean on him to make those plays? Is that something you talk to him about, needing to kind of hone everyone in a little bit at times?
He's a unique guy. Trey's unique in his playmaking, and when a set breaks down late in clock, he's been very effective for us, and he's bailed us out in some possessions, just making a big shot, using his skills as a creator out there. So we definitely count on that from him, and he's just becoming an all-around player, and one of the leaders of our team.
When you first got here and you watched film on him and what he'd done in the past, and you identified areas you needed him to grow and wanted him to grow as a point guard, being a point guard yourself, how is he progressing in that realm?
We just talked about just taking command of the team, being a leader out there, being in control, and guys do it in different ways, and then you don't have to be a rah-rah, talking every 2 seconds out there, but he's taking control of the team. I feel great when the ball's in his hand, and he's making plays for us, and so I'm excited about his development and how he's doing.
Do you expect to have Savon?
It's right now it's status quo, so we're just nothing has changed from our standpoint. We're just we're hopeful at some point here that we'll get him back.
When you look at a team like yourself, scoring 75 points a game but shooting only 43%, is this all about just the second chance points that's really the difference?
Yeah, I mean, we have had games that we've shot it well, and our percentages have been good, and then we've had some other games that we've struggled, particularly behind the three. So shooting, you don't always shoot well. You could always control your effort and how you pursue the basketball, and the guys, we have players that want to go after the ball. Willie Atwood wants to go after it. Eric, same way. Savon, Obi, these guys will go to the glass for us. So it's an important part of what we do.
How big has Willie Atwood's progression been this year? I know last year he didn't get that many minutes, and you really have a lot of expectations coming in. What has he brought this year?
I love coaching Willie and his energy and what he brings every day. He's just a guy that loves being in the gym and loves competing and loves the game. So we have a lot in common. And I could count on him, that he's going to compete and give me, everything he has, and I think his teammates believe in him as well.
Well, this is the first time you'll be coaching against Sean Miller, but you guys were teammates in '91. I've asked you about this before, but what do you remember about the World University Games?
Yeah, I mean, Sean, grew up in a basketball household, with his dad being a coach, and put the work in. So we have a lot in common in that regard, and enjoyed spending time with him. He was a great teammate. We won a gold medal together. It was a fun experience, and it's been enjoyable just watching him succeed and do as well as he's done. It's really no surprise to me with his pedigree and what he's done in the game.
You still have your gold medal?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What do you do with something like
Well,
that?
I have a small trophy case. It's just reserved for things that are meaningful, and any time you could represent your country and get a gold medal, it's definitely in one of my better memorabilia items.